This is David with the Paranormal Sessions podcast. These last 2 weeks have been kind of bizarre, to say the least. So about roughly 2 weeks ago, I decided I wanted to take a quick vacation up to Laughlin, Nevada. And for people who aren't familiar, it's kind of like a mini Las Vegas. So the first night, I check in, go to sleep, I wake up around 3:30 in the morning. So I figure, okay, it's evil spirits. So the next day, I decided I want to go out by the pool and work, try to get a little bit of a tan. So I go down to the pool, I swim a little bit, and I already have the sunscreen and all of that on there. So I'd lay back on the lounge chair, close my eyes and, try to get a decent tan. So I did that like about 3 or 4 times. So, or I think it was the 3rd time. So on the 4th time, I come back and I lay back on the lounge chair. As soon as I close my eyes, I see this woman's face, and she's got kind of like blondish brown hair. She looks like she's maybe, 26, 27. She looks young, but she's like, I would think no more than about 2 to 3 inches from my face. But of course, I'm connecting to the other side. But I've never seen anyone that close. I mean, she's just like right in front of me. So I see one face, and then another one pops up, and then another one. So they show me 5 faces, and right when I get to them, like I want to see, who's the evil spirit. Right when he gets to 5, I just see like a flash, and he's gone. But I thought that was kind of creeping away, because I've never had an evil spirit or whatever. I mean, they were just like right. I mean, I bet they were probably just a few inches away from my face. And I don't know if there's any significance other than maybe just trying to intimidate me or something. But I've never seen anyone that close before. So, the next night, I kind of woke up early in the morning, and then, I checked out, came back home. So I get back to my house, and, there's the yellowish white light. It's not very big, maybe 3 feet square or something like that. And, I see kind of the other part of the ceiling, it's dark, from evil. I'm used to that. So a few days go by, and I wake up, excuse me, I wake up and I'm kind of thirsty. So as I get up to get ready out of bed, I can see the yellowish white light, but then there's this huge black cloud. And I imagine, and it's kind of like it's attached, but I know it's not, but they're like right up against the yellowish white light. So the cloud hanging down has to be, I don't know, maybe 4 feet deep. And so when I'm walking to the bathroom, I kind of put my head down because I didn't know if I was even going to brush against it. So I go in the bathroom, get some water, and I come back out, and I'm ready to get in bed. And I thought, I'm not going to make the same mistake like I did last time with that demon. We had that arm extend out like, I don't know, like 10 feet or something. And I just sat there and like froze. So, I have my exorcist ring on. So I go, I'm going to go ahead and stick my arm inside that dark cloud. So I go up to it, and I stick my arm as far as I can up there. And it's in there for maybe, 15 seconds or whatever. Then I bring it back down. I don't feel any different, whatever. So I go to bed and I sleep pretty good. So I wake up the following morning, and I'm ready to walk into the kitchen, and I kind of feel like there's like a spider web on me. So I kind of like, brush my arm like, maybe there was a spider web, but I thought, there's no spiders. That's kind of weird. So I kind of blow it off. I don't worry anything else about it. So about, maybe a couple hours later, I'm doing something, and I feel the exact same thing, that there's like a spider web on my hand. So I started thinking, maybe there is something, but I thought, well, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, then later that evening, my left arm, that's when I stuck up in that evil cloud, it started getting a little bit numb, and I thought, that's not normal. And as time went on, it was getting a little bit more numb. So I thought, I'm going to be safe. So I got the holy water, I blessed myself, and not instantly, but within a few seconds, my arm already started feeling back to normal. So I decided the next time that cloud is there, I'm going to bless myself and then stick my ring up there and see what happens, which I'm sure won't go over real well, because, it's a, I'm going to also put holy water on that. When I stick it up there, that's not going to go real well, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I almost made the same mistake where I wasn't even going to like confront evil. And I was ready to get in bed. I go, no, I'm not going to let this slide anymore. If something bad happens, something bad happens, but I'm going to do it. So if it happens again, I'm going to, if it shows, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And the last thing I was going to mention is periodically during the day, I'll close my eyes and connect in here. And up in the corner, there's always, like 3 or 4 evil spirits. So they're in here regular. I'm sure they're in there right now. I mean, because every time I've closed my eyes, I always find at least a couple. So I'd be shocked if they're not in here with me. But I'm glad I did stick my arm up there. Of course, I didn't count on my arm going numb. But next time I'll have the holy water. Then I'll stick my arm up there, and I don't think I'm going to have these so-called like spider webs or my arm will go numb. But even if something does happen, at least I'm doing it to confront evil. I'm not going to sit there and like I did last time, humiliate myself. It's just kind of like freezing up or something, not doing anything to confront it. So I know, excuse me. So I know it's been a while since I released a video. I'm going to try to get on more on a regular schedule. But like I said, if there's something really minor, I don't want to waste your time saying, oh, I saw this and that, And so I try to do it when I have something like, with that evil cloud. I've never seen that cloud that big in my room. I mean, it was probably, maybe 5 feet across, but then, like I said, about 4 foot deep. And it just looked like a really dark cloud like you would have in thunderstorms. But, it wasn't moving like it was breathing or anything, but I thought, I just got to stick my hand up in there and see what happens. And, nothing happened initially, but then later on, of course, I find out what happened. But next time and of course, like I said, they're listening. So next time, if the cloud's there, I'm going to do the holy water, put it on my ring, and then stick it up there and then just see what happens. I'm sure it's not going to be good for them, but it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is. But I appreciate everyone watching. Thanks.